Hey, my name is Diego Pereira, and I'm on this week's Locals Only with the Run It Back podcast. Check it out. My manager and I were already in the process of designing our own t-shirt for our next matchup coming up, our next show. And we were bouncing ideas back and forth, and that's when the Run It Back boys sort of hit me up and proposed to us this collab idea. And we had a conversation and, bounced more ideas back and forth between us, and shortly after we settled on a design, and the rest is history, man. And I think we couldn't be happier with the results. Man, this is going back like 8 odd years ago. This is before I even knew about mixed martial arts, but I think this is important because this was the first experience I had with MMA itself, and the idea was sort of planted into my mind by a friend. We used to work together, and this is at the time I was doing a job I hated, and we used to work together sort of in front of each other, and he started talking about mixed martial arts and the UFC, and at the time he was talking about Anderson Silva, who was just murdering people and just doing what he does, and everybody knows who he is. And he was telling me about this guy at the time, and that got me intrigued. And so he sort of planted the seed in my brain, and that day I went home and started researching, and that's how I basically came to know mixed martial arts and sort of was introduced to it the first time. So that was my first experience, and little did we know from that conversation, it literally would go to sort of transform my life and how I sort of carry myself today. So that was real cool. That was my first MMA moment. Don't make the event bigger than it is. Just see it as just another day in the office. At the end of the day, tomorrow, your family will still love you, your friends will still be there, and it's still gonna be you, babies. Is the idea and that I have greatness within me, and then sometimes I will see a little glimpse of it, and I get little tastes of it. And so what motivates me to keep sort of going and pushing it and trying to achieve and bring out more of that greatness on my day-to-day life, not just within the sport, is the fact that I know that I have a lot more sort of buried deep inside of me. So what motivates me to achieve that greatness is the thought and knowing that I have a lot within me that I can still bring out, and I can just become better and better and better. So what motivates me to achieve greatness is just my own self. Man, it's hard to describe the journey in 3 words, but let's see. Definitely hard work. Sacrifice is basically the thing you gotta do, as well as hard work together. So hard work, sacrifice, and the last one for me would be glory. You work so hard, you sacrifice so much, and at the end of the day, you do it all for the glory, baby. Find a good gym and take your time to develop your skills before you decide to compete. So take your time. Everybody's different, so figure out what that time is. Depending on how much you train, you're gonna develop at different speeds than somebody else. So figure it out what your goal is. Find a gym. Make sure, obviously, you guys are in sync. You like the gym, you like the coaches, you have a good vibe. From then on, you want to take your time to put in the effort and develop those skills before you decide to compete. That would be my number one advice. What excites me the most about this matchup is that he brings a particular set of challenges that we haven't seen in recent years. And that's been interesting for me, introspectively, as a competitor, to think about. And because we've had a change of opponent last minute, so we've had to adapt. And I'm looking forward to overcoming this puzzle that he brings, and I'm looking forward to battling it out on fight night. And I think it's been really, really fun preparing for this guy. And I think the fans, the people watching, are going to be really, really, really happy with the outcome.